have been bumped down the pecking order when you go to the website.
It's my favourite source for royal news, and quite right, not that we're biased. Harry said in his BBC interview that he was forced to step away from royal duty due to security concerns. I thought Harry and Meghan had decided to leave.
If you Prince Harry meltdown as House of Lords strikes honey, let's just say, if you spit on the crown, don't be shocked when the crown spits back. That's exactly what's going down right now because, baby, the UK government just came swinging, and their target, none other than Prince Harry himself. See, Parliament's basically done playing nice. According to them, Harry didn't just turn his back on the monarchy, he humiliated it, dragged it through every media circus imaginable, and cashed out on its secrets.
Story. Apparently, palace officials have been trying their hardest to strip Harry of his titles, but
and now they're slamming the door in his face. Because let's get one thing straight, the royal title isn't some cheap participation ribbon. It's sacred. It's earned through loyalty, service, and trust. And Harry, well, they're saying he shattered every single one of those. Now hold on to your tea, because this isn't just a slap on the wrist. The House of Lords is actually reviving the Titles Deprivation Act. Yes, that ancient law they dust off when someone really screws up. And if they push this through, Harry won't just be losing the His Royal Highness monogram on his yoga mat. No, sweetie, this is full-on exile mode. No more Duke of Sussex, no more royal perks, just plain old Mr. Harry Windsor pacing around that Montecito mansion, surrounded by staff and regrets.
Yeah, I agree.
So we are in total agreement. They are very dependent on each other.
Now.
And oh, he's fuming. Word from the inside is that Harry is losing it, like pacing, in his bathrobe level angry. He's calling the whole thing vindictive. He's claiming it's all jealousy and media pressure, but let's be real. This ain't TMZ, babe. This is Parliament. This is law. And the message is loud and clear. When you burn the house down, don't expect to be invited back for tea. His legal team, they're scrambling like there's a royal sale at Harrods. But baby, there's no coupon code for this kind of disaster. Parliament is drawing a line in the sand, because if Harry keeps his title after all this chaos...
Harry and Meghan of their royal titles, the New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired.
What's to stop the next rogue royal from cashing in? Now, Meghan's camp, oh, they're not staying quiet either. Her team's pulling the racism card again, saying this is the UK's way of bullying a biracial woman who dared to speak out. But baby, the British public isn't sipping that tea anymore. This ain't about race, it's about respect. You can't torch the family castle on Oprah and then expect the Queen to send scones. That's not how this works. Remember when Queen Elizabeth warned them, step away from royal duties and you step away from the perks? She wasn't joking. No HRH, no public funding, no free security. But what did Harry and Meghan do? They nodded and then lit a bonfire of royal secrets on live TV.
Whether Prince Harry and the Duchess of Montecito should lose their official royal titles.
And then came the memoir bombshells. He accused his brother of throwing punches, called Camilla a schemer, painted King Charles as emotionally vacant, and then Harry went on national television teary-eyed saying he still wants reconciliation. Boy, stop. You don't drop a 400-page tell-all and then act like you're ready for Sunday brunch with the fam. Even the palace has checked out of this mess. Usually they stay buttoned up and silent, but now they're letting Parliament take the lead. King Charles is playing the ultimate power move.
A plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles. Riley Sullivan.
He's staying quiet, not defending, not attacking, just sitting back while Parliament does the dirty work, and it's genius. Because now, if this goes through, Charles won't be the father who cut off his son. He'll be the king who respected democracy. And the people, they're behind it. Oh, honey, they are furious. What started as a tiny petition to strip Harry of his titles has snowballed into a national movement. Over 100,000 signatures from every corner of the UK. These are the same people who cried for Diana and cheered for Will and Kate. They're not mad that Harry left. They're mad.
Duke of Sussex. I just find it very uncomfortable, and I think a huge number of your viewers would agree. that you either respect the system,
that he keeps taking while pretending to be the victim. He took the sympathy, he took the spotlight, he took the brand, but did he give anything back? Nope, no grace, no dignity, just California sunshine and constant whining. And now, Parliament is ready to cut the cord. If they pass this, it's not just a title he'll lose, it's the power behind it. Hollywood might still take his cause, but the sparkle is fading. Because Duke of Sussex was the brand. Harry Windsor is just a guy with a podcast and a Spotify deal that's already gone kaput. Meghan, she becomes just another ex-duchess with a basket of wellness lotions and a royal stamp that's about to expire. And honey, this is where it gets savage. The real bomb isn't the title removal itself. It's the message it sends. It's a declaration, a reset, an institutional purge. The monarchy is saying enough. It's revenge, quiet, cold, calculated, and it's being delivered with the full force of law. You want to know who's done playing nice? Prince William. Yup, the once silent stoic brother, the guy who used to smile politely while Harry turned the firm into a Netflix script, he's done. Insiders say William is quietly backing this royal title takedown with full force, and don't be surprised if he's the one giving Parliament that discreet royal nod behind the scenes. Because for him, this isn't sibling drama anymore, it's about cleaning house. Think about it. Every time Harry airs another dirty Windsor secret, William's job gets harder. Every explosive interview, every memoir chapter, every passive-aggressive podcast quote, it all turns William's future throne into a media minefield. As the future king, he can't let his rogue brother keep dragging the monarchy through the California dirt. And King Charles, oh, he's not rushing to Harry's defense either. Not one word, not one hug, just silence. Chilling, cold, calculated silence. Charles knows he's been painted the villain in Harry's woe is me saga, accused of being a distant father, a bad parent, even a racist. And now, he's stepping back, letting Parliament wear the villain crown this time while he keeps his own hands squeaky clean. Genius, right? It's a royal retreat dressed as respect for democracy. If Parliament strips the title, Charles gets exactly what he wants. No more Duke of Sussex, no more drama, and no one blaming Daddy. And while all this is happening, the British public, they're rallying harder than ever. Polls are surging. 62% of Brits want Harry and Meghan stripped of every last trace of royalty. Among older voters and royal traditionalists, that number rockets past 70%. Even younger generations, once their biggest cheerleaders, are turning their backs. Why? Because people feel played, tricked, used. The Oprah special, that teary Hollywood moment where Meghan cried about being silenced while on primetime TV, the privacy claims, all while signing multi-million-dollar content deals. Please, it's the contradiction for everyone. You can't call the monarchy oppressive and then slap HRH on a podcast gift basket like it's a Gucci label. And the real dagger, it's coming from Sussex itself. Yes, Sussex, the very county Harry was supposed to represent. Folks, they are furious. They're signing the petition in droves. One local didn't even blink when he said, "He's not our Duke, he's just a Netflix actor with a title." Oof. That's not just shade, darling, that's a full eclipse. And let's talk miscalculations, because Harry's biggest one, thinking he could torch the palace, light the royal bridge on fire, and still hold on to the crown jewels? Sorry, sweetie, but Parliament's got a fire extinguisher and a checklist. Now here comes the twist. The US media, they're starting to flip too. Yep, the very press that once worshipped at the altar of Team Sussex is getting uncomfortable. Late night hosts cracking jokes, tabloids asking real questions, Hollywood execs whispering that the royal brand isn't just fading, it's rotting. Back in the halls of Parliament, the debates are becoming fierce. Legal teams are coming over every word of the Titles Deprivation Act. Historians are weighing in, royal insiders are biting their tongues, and all the while, Harry's team is reportedly blindsided. He never thought it would go this far. Why? Because in his mind, this was just more press, another bump in the media narrative. But this time, baby, it's not a headline, it's a hammer. And it's swinging right at the core of the Sussex brand. Let's talk Meghan for a second. That gift basket drama, you know, the one stamped with love from Her Royal Highness. That wasn't just tone deaf, that was lethal, because that label, Her Royal Highness, was never meant to be printed on jam jars and wellness merch. It was earned through decades of service. Meghan using it after agreeing not to, that was the final straw. To Parliament, that wasn't branding, that was provocation. And now they're not just debating the title, they're debating the consequences. What kind of monarchy do they want to hand to future generations? One that holds firm, or one that lets its most privileged members run amok, cash out, and then cry foul when the credit card is declined? Insiders say this debate could change everything, because if Harry's titles are stripped, it's not just his fate sealed. There's a warning flare to every royal. There are limits, and crossing them won't just get you a slap on the wrist, it'll erase your place in history. Think of it this way, without his title, Harry's not a duke. He's not HRH. He's just a guy named Harry Windsor, and in the world of Hollywood and high society, that name alone, it doesn't hold the same sparkle without the crown behind it. And Meghan, she's not the Duchess. She becomes, well, just Meghan. The sparkle dims, the invite's slow, the brand takes a hit that no Instagram filter can hide, and make no mistake, the UK isn't the only one watching. Around the world, people are weighing in. Some countries are praising the move, others are calling it overdue. Even Nigeria, New York, where Meghan once claimed an ancestral tie during a high-profile visit, has been raising eyebrows, seeing through what many felt was just cultural appropriation dressed up as diplomacy. So where does it go from here? We're heading toward a tipping point. Every day the petition grows, the press tightens, the palace stays silent, but baby, you can feel the tension crackling beneath those palace walls like thunder before the storm. And Harry, he's pacing again. Sources say he's angry, stunned, devastated, but mostly he's isolated. The fame can't protect him now. The press interviews don't soften the blow. And behind every brave face on a morning show is a man watching everything he once took for granted slipping through his fingers. Because here's the real heartbreak. It didn't have to be this way. He could have stepped away with grace. He could have honored the crown from afar. He could have built something new, something real, but instead he chose to light matches. And now he's watching the legacy burn. And what about Meghan? She's still fighting, still standing tall, still packaging her image, but the cracks are showing, the criticism is louder, the glam is starting to feel like a mask that's slipping, and every Duchess label slapped on a product only deepens the back. In the end, it comes down to credibility. When you claim to be victims while profiting off the very thing you walked away from, people notice. When you attack the monarchy and then use its symbols to sell lavender oil, the contradictions scream louder than any headline. So here we are. The monarchy is tightening its grip. Parliament is about to draw blood. And the Sussex fairy tale? It's turning into a cautionary tale. The rebel prince who flew too close to the California sun and melted the crown off his own head. Because in the Game of Thrones, there are rules, and when you break them, you don't just lose your title, you lose the right to call yourself royalty. So, will Parliament actually do it? Will they go all the way and strip Harry of the title that once made him one of the most beloved figures in the world? We don't know yet, but we do know this. The walls are closing in. The tide has turned, and the boy who once walked behind his mother's coffin as a grieving prince might soon be walking away from the monarchy as nothing more than a man with no crown, no crest, and no claim. And for a man who once had the world at his feet, that is the most royal tragedy of all.